Hey, so welcome back. We're out here today. Gonna go over to the camp and see if we can locate a coyote den. And I'm also gonna be doing some bear hunting. But on the way up, there was a little incident. We had to stop here at the goat farm and help the landowner with a goat quick, and then we'll be back at the camp. So got some stuff going on. The wife came up. She wants to just hang out and make a little fire at the camp while I'm walking around. And my buddy's gonna go in, and like I said, we're gonna walk around, see if we can figure out where the den is. Because the last time when we camped, the coyotes sounded like they were lighting up for the first time at night, really close to the camp. So we want to see if we can figure out where it is. And we've also got some stuff we want to talk about with the virtual outing, the annual virtual trip type thing. So I'm going to discuss that. An incident recently from the internet, I don't know. We'll get to it when we're making some coffee. Right now, we're just waiting. They should be here any minute to take care of a goat. And then we're going to head back to the camp. Alright, stick around if you want. Alright, so we're back at the camp. We're over there. My wife's hanging out. My buddy and I are going to do a little walk down through. Kind of feel bad. His dad was trying to wrangle one of the goats that he'd sold for the buyer and cut his hand really bad. So he's over at the ER getting stitched up. That's why we had to stop and try to lend a hand down there. Alright, let's go exploring some woods, looking for some tracks and some dens. Alright, so we kind of did a loop, zigzag a little bit from the camp down into here a little ways, and then down over the bank, and then back up. There's an old, really old tree stand, wooden one, back there about maybe 50, 60 yards. And then we zigzagged through down here to my blind, and it's kind of good. There was quite a bit of fresh deer sign, a lot of poop we came across, but nothing really as far as a den would go. And nothing really in the line of tracks. And we had a lot of rain here. I mean, did you guys get a bunch of rain Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a monsoon.
Yeah, so did we. So, I mean, there's a lot of areas through here that the ground is really soft, so you can see fresh tracks. And we didn't really come across anything. Now we're going to head back up to the camp. We were going to possibly do a fire and make some coffee. Haven't decided yet. I know my wife said she wasn't going to do a fire. But if anybody remembers, I think it was 4, maybe 5 years ago, this is the blind I was sitting in, where that doe came up from down in there. And if over here, you can see right here, hopefully you can see that there's a tree there that's kind of dead. It's broke off at the top. She was right there playing peekaboo around that tree at me. And then she kind of went up and around up the little ridge up there, and then went up and right past my wife up by the camp. Alright, so that's where we stand. Because we're gonna kind of zigzag our way back up through to the camp. And I'm gonna have, I think Mike was just checking in on his dad, so we're gonna check on that. See how he's doing. Alright. Alright, it's a little warm out here. You know, it's the end of September and it's 80 degrees. So we opted for not making coffee, just some water. We did the loop, zigzagged back and forth around, down through, came back up. Stayed out of this area behind me because that I don't want to disturb that area. My wife will be sitting over there to hunt it. My area's sorry. So, yeah, we didn't find anything that looked like coyote den, which a lot of times they stand out because there's going to be bones and stuff and fur around it from where the mother will bring the young ones food. Didn't find any tracks or bear scat or anything. And, but we're just sitting here now talking a little bit. Figured I'd finish this up. So I don't know really how to touch on this subject. You know, I've been trying to be tactful about it. I'm just gonna have to just say it like it is. So the Night of a Thousand Blades thing is really definitely officially now only going to be taken care of and set up through my forum. Lack of participation, and I even had one guy, this was the final nail in the coffin for doing it on any other forum.
it was always this is the surmise of this whole thing. I think I've mentioned it before. It was a virtual meetup where people from different countries, didn't matter where you were, what state or whatever, everybody got together. You go out for a night or a weekend on the same dates and you camp. And I didn't care. Part of it was, you can just do it in your yard if you want to. Now, that's fine. As long as you slept out there and, could at least make some kind of a fire. And, the last couple of years was do a couple bushcrafty type things, But these are things that you would do when you were camping anyway. You go camping, you make a fire. You go camping, you cook over that fire because you gotta eat. So, and then the other one was, who cares? Whittle something, a spoon or whatever. Nothing over the top, easy peasy stuff that most people do anyway. So I've been mentioning that the lack of participation. That I think that this was going to be the last year I did it there, and I got a guy that came back to me was like, I think your expectations are too high. To go and camp in your yard is high for an outdoor forum. So what am I supposed to say? You can sleep on your couch and eat ice cream all night? I think my expectations were, if anything, were very level and grounded enough that anybody who wanted to do this could go do it. So, yeah, that kind of stuff was exactly why I'm moving it to my forum. And sometime around the first of the year, I'll get some dates up and been named, so that's out of the way with. Really not trying to be that guy, but if other people have to be that guy, then I have to return and say, well, I could be that guy too. So that's why things are how they are, and why for the most part I'll just more or less only be doing stuff for my forum going forward in the overall picture anyway. So that brings us to that, and to my buddy over here, we gotta get on the other guy that's the third member of the Adirondack Bushcraft Brothers, because he's supposed to be a member in order to have earned his sticker, and we gave him a sticker and he hasn't joined my forum yet, so he's rogue. We got to get on him.
Yeah.
That's right, you Road King, if you're watching this. So that's about it. Sorry I got to be a little gruff about the virtual meetup thing, but there's sometimes you just get tired of stuff, and I'm tired of stuff. It's not what I want to say, but I'm trying not to cuss, though I want to. So that was it. We got out here. My buddy's dad took a good amount of stitches in his hand. It's all done. He's getting something to eat. Seems to be in good spirits. So he seems to be all right. Told him if now going forward, as always, if they need anything, let us know. My wife got to sit out here and read at the camp, which she likes to do. We got some exercise in. I hunted bear yotes, whatever you want to call it. Used one of the rifles. 79 grain. Ballistic tip hollow points, and the ballistics on them, it's plenty enough to take the average New York black bear. Is it a little undergunned? Yeah, but if you shoot like you're supposed to and not in its butt, you're all right. It was the universal thing that wasn't overkill for coyotes, but would be enough to take bear. And I guess that's it. Probably sit here and talk for a little while longer and then head out. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. And if you're interested in that virtual get-together, make sure you sign up over at Firecraft Outdoors. Well, not Firecraft Outdoors, Fire Pit Outdoors. I don't even know the name of my own forum. Gonna start discussing it and working out some plans soon. So. All right, see you in the next one.